Redditors who fequent AITA. What's the biggest asshole post you remember? The guy who went on holiday with his family and his girlfriend, and they kept choosing places his girlfriend couldn't afford for dinner, so she barely ate the whole holiday. Edit: I've never had awards before. Thank you. I'm glad that I was good for something, ha. I remember that. Then he said he was going to break up with her because he deserved better. Sick, ah. The one where a pregnant woman posted about her partner and his family were pretty much planning for her to die in childbirth. I don't know if there was ever an update from her, but it was quite worrying. Yeah, it definitely sounded like if she didn't die during childbirth that they were gonna smother her or something. Yes, that is 100% the vibe I got. I think the father-in-law kept saying she needed to be nicer to the husband since he was a future widower. I would have left him over it, they were being ridiculous. I remember one where a woman lost her child and wanted to keep their ashes in an urn. Mill wanted the ashes to be turned into jewelry or something so everyone could have a piece of that child. The mother didn't want that, and the mill took the ashes anyway and got necklaces or something made for everyone. It was so terrible. Edit: obviously Op wasn't the asshole in this case, but everyone else in that post. That's brutal. From everything I read here, this is actually the top one. There's bad, and then there's stealing a dead child's ashes from their grieving mother. Bad. Jesus Christ. And then making ducking jewelry with it so the pain gets brought up every holiday rather than stay contained in a urn. There was this woman who gave a Nintendo Switch to her daughter in the middle of another girl's birthday party. AITA for giving my baby girl a big birthday gift? www.reddit.com Ramothy assholey comments Busal beta for giving my baby girl a big birthday gift. Just by the title you can feel how much of an this person is. Lol. I got an in-law that does this for her kids at parties. She uses some bullshit excuse about her kids not understanding the party isn't for them. All I can think every time I see this go down is it's about time someone teaches them. They don't understand it's not for them because she keeps making it for them, lol. The guy who burned all of Op's candle made by her sister, BC he thought she wasn't got over her sister's death too fast. Enough. Edit: fixed to reflect the truth. It was worse than that. He admitted to her that he liked taking care of her when she was emotionally vulnerable, and it turned out he'd most likely done it in hopes that it would undo the progress she'd made in her grief and become depressed and withdrawn again. OFFS, I forgot that ducking part. That dude really was a fucking piece of shit. The one with the guy whose daughter was super depressed, he got her therapy and she made some improvements, but then asked if he'd be the asshole if he cancelled her therapy because she likes it and her grades hadn't yet improved. Can't wait for the follow-up. AITA for pulling the plug on my dad's life support because he likes it and his health hadn't improved. Edit: my first award and it's on a comment about murdering old people. Thank you, kind stranger. The story I remember the most was the guy who threw out his girlfriend's quirky and rare socks because he thought they would embarrass him in front of his parents. There was also a similar guy who wouldn't let his GF wear her cute colorful dinosaur dresses that she made herself in public. She was only allowed to wear them to her job as a kindergarten teacher. He would make her change before going to get groceries after work. And he got particularly mad when she wore one while hanging out with his mom. I could be misremembering the details, but that guy was a massive asshole. Oh my god, I remember that post. His girlfriend made them herself to fit the classes she was teaching if I remember correctly. Also, like literally everyone who saw those dresses, even Op's mom, loved them, but he was still embarrassed by them. Imagine dating a real-life Ms. Frizzle and then being such a useless duck about it. My wife has blue hair, tattoos, and a few piercings. She's a high school theater teacher. I'm a boring-ass bald dude that wears a business suit every day. My parents are fairly conservative, but we all love the duck out of this woman. I can't imagine marrying a creative weirdo and not letting her be a creative weirdo. You the grayscale to her color, will my dude. Carry on. Hands down the woman that ate her niece's birthday cake and pulled a pregnancy card to get away with it. Girlfriend of a widowed father of two, she moved into his place. He was still struggling with letting go of his late wife, so the GF in her eternal wisdom decided to throw away all family pictures of his late wife one day when the dad was away because she felt it was time for him to get over it. He did not get those pictures back, they were legit gone forever. When she posted this on AITA but didn't get the validation she wanted, she just doubled down instead. They all double down. Because they are assholes. People don't go to AITA because they want to find out if they're the asshole, they go to be told the other person is. The best parts of AITA is when assholes try and portray themselves in the best possible light. They still come off as clearly obviously in the wrong. Extra points for when they try to defend it in the comments and it becomes blatantly obvious that their version omits even more asshole things they did. The guy who treated his friend's wife like a Meals on Wheels and the husband didn't care. It's not that bad, but I always remember it. So this woman, Op, is a nurse who often worked 12-hour days but still always cooked amazing meals for her husband. One day, her husband's best friend's wife dies. When she dies, Op's husband suggests that Op could cook some nice meals for the new widower as he is in grief and doesn't know how to cook. Fine, but then, this keeps going on week after week. Op gets home from work and is forced to cook all this food and bring it over to the new widower. But this guy has requests and would criticize the food to be more like how his dead wife made it. Then one day he has people over for dinner, not Op and her husband, and requests that she make him enough dinner for his dinner party. He requests this while she's at work and she didn't see the text. When she comes home, her husband is mad at her. She finally stands up for herself and says she won't be cooking for the friend anymore, and her husband has the audacity to think she is being selfish. Sure, maybe 1 or 2 weeks of helping out and bringing the guy a few meals. But this guy expected nightly meals for weeks. Like, at some point you can't learn to cook on your own? I also feel bad for both wives, that their husbands won't even attempt to help cook anything. That makes me think of a somewhat similar one where a guy was asking his wife to make him meals for work, and the wife later learned that he was selling the meals to his coworkers so that he could go buy some fast food he liked better. Then got mad when the wife told him she would stop cooking these meals. Op gave up after school activities to work for money when she was a teen because her younger sister had cancer. In adulthood, sister is okay. Op has a boyfriend, finds Op's own boyfriend and the sister ducking in Op's bedroom. Op dumps guy for cheating on her. Sister invites Op to dinner to announce that Op's ex-BF and her are in love. Op hears about a several-month-long pregnancy later as well. Op refuses to support the relationship pregnancy, so parents brigade the family onto Op. They tell Op that they never thought the sister would ever get to even give a pregnancy, so Op should quit being an asshole and accept sister's relationship. I'd move to another planet to escape that family. I remember that one. Honestly, it'd knock my sister and ex's teeth out, then never speak to my family again. How could you ducking live with yourself for getting knocked up by your sister's trash boyfriend? Cancer aside and the sister working her ass off to help with your medical bills. What are you gonna tell your kids about how mommy and daddy met? Well, your aunt so-and-so was dating daddy, but then he cheated on her with me and we had you. That is really blunt, but unless Op disappears from her family forever, those kids are going to grow up to find out how they were conceived. I also won't put it past either of them to cheat on each other if they stay together. Op wasn't the asshole in this one, but her son was. Basically, she found out that her son was using her daughter-in-law as a stay-at-home maid. They had 2 kids, I wanna say, and Dill did everything: cooking, cleaning, childcare, everything. Op gave Dill some money for a girls' weekend and her son forced her to cancel it because he wanted to go out with his friends that weekend, leaving her to watch the children. Dill called Op in tears and Op loses it, tells her to drop the kids at her house and go take her weekend. Op takes the kids to her sister's, with Dill's permission, and goes to the bar where her son is and tears him a new one to the point she gets kicked out of the bar. First thing she does after that is call her other 2 Dills up to make sure her other sons aren't pieces of shit. Oh, I remember that pos. Op for Mill of the Year. I love that she just showed up to the bar where her deadbeat son was and told him what a posse is in front of his homies. You're never too old to be embarrassed by your mama. Coworker of mine wants a woman like that, stays home and does everything for him. Has to be 20 years younger than him too. He wonders why he is still single. Oh, and he lives with mom again, but she doesn't put up with his shit at home.